welcome back to Rush. Grant, are you ready to barbecue?
I am. I'm always ready to barbecue.
You're a guy, of course you are.
Barbecues, though this might be a little bit different for me.
Neither of us have ever had a corn dog. It's going to happen with Chef Paul Schufelt, who's joining us now. How are you, Chef?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for having me.
Welcome to sunny. Oh, wah, wah, wah. Vancouver.
That's okay. I'm getting used to it in Edmonton as well, too. We're pretty much underwater there.
So what are we looking at here? I mean,
we got a couple of different appetizers we put together already. We did some sort of stampede or carnival type dishes. That's my sort of play on the pancake breakfast. So we got a beautiful smoked salmon blini. Then we've got our corn dogs. Well, you can't go to a fair without having a corn dog.
But see, there's a stigma with corn dogs.
Right. So we're trying to have some fun with it. We're deluxing it up. Great way to look at it.
And how are we taking it from the stigma of the provincial fair to?
So it's actually, what we're going to do is we're actually going to put together our own hot dog, but it's actually going to be prepared with lobster meat, a little bit of prawns as well too.
Nice.
So it's not your classic, stick a hot dog on a stick and deep fry it sort of thing, right?
Lobster and prawn?
Lobster, yeah. What we're going to do is we're going to put the lobster and the prawns together. What we do with the prawns, they actually act as a binding agent. They help to hold everything together. If you're making this at home as well too, it helps to bring the price down a little bit, so you're not using 100% lobster.
Okay.
And we've got in the prawns, I've actually just pureed them up quickly, taken the shells off, pureed them up, and I put a little bit of bacon. Bacon's going to provide a little bit of fat in there.
Nice.
You could just use
the
word bacon.
Bacon, exactly. Yeah, the eyes get big. Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, bacon
and then I've got a little bit of egg white in here as well too. So the egg white is going to help to bind everything together. You bet.
The glue. Now, just pardon my ignorance, but what is a corn dog?
I mean, classically, a corn dog is essentially just a hot dog that's deep fried in corn batter, in cornmeal batter. You bet.
So what surrounds the corn dog, that is actually corn batter.
You bet. And typically, it's quite thick
and you are putting
just a little bit of sriracha in there.
My favorite sauce on the planet.
A little bit of cilantro.
Yeah.
And I've got some ginger, some lime zest, and a little bit of garlic in here as well.
This is next level corn dog, Grant. So, Grant, we started
not what
this
I was
off.
Neither
Neither you nor I have ever had a corn dog.
This will be the first.
I will try this. I didn't realize it was like lobster and prawns.
I would just eat that. That's food.
Okay, so we got this. We're at this point. We do want to add a little bit more of a binding agent. We need a little bit of cornstarch in here. So key with this, you want to get as much of the liquid and the moisture out of the prawns and the lobster before you put them in here.
There's a lot of binding going on in there.
You bet. Well, you want to end up creating your hot dog, your sausage, right? So in order to do that, we need a little bit of help. So
you don't want
put a little bit of cornstarch.
Okay.
And as I said, just enough to kind of almost create I don't want to say a paste,
so
but
it soaks up all the liquid,
stuffing.
Right.
Exactly. Okay, so we've done that like so. Then we're going to move over here.
And this is what I'm making the sausage.
You bet. So we're going to take a little bit of our...
I had no idea.
Okay.
Wow.
Do you need help?
This is incredible. So you're making...
Maybe I'll get it started if you want to give it a roll.
Oh.
Really good at rolling things.
Fold it over like so. I'm going to leave that one alone. Fold it over like so and just
together.
You bet.
We have a little forest front.
Now you just want to give her a nice tight roll.
Okay.
Looking good.
Is it though?
But
do we want it like... There we go.
Yeah, you bet. Now what you're going to do is you're going to pinch the ends, and you just roll it up like so, and it gets nice and tight.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So at that point, you just fold the saran wrap over. You've got your little lobster hot dogs. What you do with these guys, though, is to get that cornstarch to bind together and to get the egg whites to cook as well. We're going to drop that in a pot of boiling water. It's going to be in there for about 6 minutes or so, and the end result is going to be your hot dog like this. With the plastic on. It helps to hold everything together.
With the plastic on? Into boiling water?
Won't melt. You're all set.
Like a science experiment.
Then you're just going to pinch the end off and squeeze the corn dog out. Now you've got your sausage. Just going to grab a skewer.
And what is it cooking in?
That's just going in a little bit of water. So about 6 minutes in the water, and then right into an ice bath to cool it down. And I'm just going to skewer it, just like I would a corn dog or a hot dog.
And then you've got your batter over there. And we should probably mention, of course, we are going to be, you've got your oil in the pot there.
Yeah.
Be very careful if you've never done something like this
Yeah,
before.
I would highly recommend using a proper deep fryer.
Yes.
You know, we're sort of cowboying it a little bit because
I
we're
would
outside
be too
today.
scared to
But
do this at home.
So
but-
that's the corn batter?
corn dog batter, and I keep this
corn
thinner.
dog batter.
Keep this thinner than you typically would. You don't want a really heavy batter. Okay, and I like using these long skewers because it gives me a little bit of control. So
Right.
I don't want to just drop this into the bottom of the fryer because all my batter is going to stick. So I just want to give it a second for it to start to come together.
And then you're looking
it's
for a
already
nice
starting to hold.
golden brown
You
color?
bet. Now I'm just going to let that do its
But I
thing.
mean, most people don't have deep fryers at home, though, right?
Some people do. My mom used to
Some
have
people
a
do
small one,
the little
kitchen one.
countertop
Okay.
ones. You can do it
Not
on the
in West
stove. You can do it on the stove, but I definitely recommend never go into the top. You know, sort of half full. Use a pot that's a little bit higher than you need if you're going to do that at home. So there's our corn dogs.
Okay,
They're
we're
going.
going to let that guy go. And in the meantime, we've got our barbecue fired up here. And
You
you
bet.
are making what, Chef?
We are making a flank steak taco.
So I'm not... Oh, flank steak taco.
Oh,
You bet.
brilliant. This is the best day ever.
Yeah, I'm not big into red meat, but flank steak I absolutely love.
Yeah,
and,
you know-
I guess is it the tenderness?
It tends to be a bit of a tougher
really?
steak
So
to
it's
cook.
the opposite
It has larger muscle fibers than, say, a tenderloin or a ribeye. But if you know how to cook it right, you give it a little love with some marinade. So we've marinated up with some chipotle, some lime, some ginger, some garlic, and all the flavors are coming together nicely. And then it's how you cut it as well, too. So you're going to look for the grains.
Yeah.
You're going to want to turn it and cut it across the grain,
Is that
slice
so
it nice
that
and thin.
it's more tender?
Yeah, when you're chewing on it, when you're chewing with the grain, you're going to end up feeling like it's more
Gnawing
tender
on
than
it.
it actually is.
Yeah.
But if you're chewing against the grain, you're going to feel like it's a very tough steak.
And now I noticed you've got it at about 400 there. The big thing with barbecuing is that everybody overcooks their meat. So
Totally.
how long are you leaving that flank steak on there for?
This guy wants to go to about medium. My grill, actually, I had the lid up, so my grill was pretty high, about 700 degrees.
Oh,
You want to
really?
go fairly hot with this. You want a good sear on the outside.
And that keeps all the flavors in?
Keeps all the flavors in. And you want to get that off there fairly quick. You don't want it on for very long.
time-wise?
Probably 6 to 7 minutes, again, somewhere in that ballpark. So just let your grill get nice and hot as you can, full steam ahead.
You're not even wearing oven mitts there. Your
He's got
fingers.
the
The nerves are gone.
No feeling left.
Now, of course, we had the grill open because we're on TV and stuff, and this isn't the regular environment. I know a lot of people at home tend to open, close, flip it over and over and over again like they're helping it.
Patience
Should you only
is
flip it
Mom always
once?
taught me patience is a virtue. let the grill do its job.
Okay.
You do want to watch. Make sure your marinade doesn't have a lot of sugar or a lot of fat in it. That causes a lot of flare-ups. So
Right.
sometimes then you do have to open the grill and kind of move the steak around.
Right.
While that's finishing off, though, we're going to put the rest of our steak together. So I've got a little bit of chipotle creme fraiche or sour cream here.
This is deluxe barbecuing.
Yeah.
You bet. We're going to put a little bit of fresh cabbage on there. It's going to give it a little bit of crunch, a little bit of texture contrast.
Beautiful.
Just like so.
We should try and sell some of these. There's a food truck over there. We can bistro
We
run
can
money,
compete.
right?
Yeah, totally. I love it. So you can see our corn dogs come out just how we want it. Beautiful color.
Now, how long?
so.
That was in there for what? 2 minutes or
2-3
something?
minutes.
2
yeah.
to 3 minutes.
Okay.
So you just
About
go
right.
until the color's right.
Yeah,
Is
so
that
they get
what you judge them on?
nice and brown. You want your fryer oil at about 340 to 350 in that ballpark, so fairly high heat. So back to our tacos. I'm going to put a little bit of salsa verde on here. That's going to give it a nice pop of freshness. Some tomatillos
Salsa
in there.
verde sounds so much better than relish.
Relish, yeah. This is some fresh tomatillos, some cilantro, red onion, etc.
And you've got
a
some
little bit
fresh
of lime.
homemade salsa
A little
there
homemade
as well?
salsa, yeah. You know, I mean, there's no need to go to the store and buy the canned stuff when you
Right.
can make it in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Chop it up.
Chop it up, exactly. So we're going to slide these guys over here. We'll see how our steak is doing.
Okie dokie. And while Paul is doing that, I'm going to let you know if you want to find out more about Chef Paul or his recipes, you can go to chefpaulschufelt.com.
Yeah, so normally you'd want to give this guy a chance to rest. You don't want all the juices to come
And
out.
why do you rest the meat?
Right.
It's stressed out. It's been on the barbecue. It's cooking at 900 degrees. It needs to relax a little bit now. So you want to give it a chance to cool down just slightly and allow all the juices to stay in. And it's going to go from being really cooked on the outside to really rare in the center to sort of more of an even cooking
So it
all the
still
way
cooks
through.
when you remove it
Yeah,
from the
it's
queue.
called carryover cooking.
So how long is that sitting period?
I would say about 8 to 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
You know, I mean, the thicker
My
the steak,
wife would
the
be
thicker
saying,
the
"Your
steak or
dinner's
the
getting
roast,
cold."
the longer you want to rest it.
Oh.
It's just, as I said, just kind of gives it a chance to relax. It's a little bit stressed out.
So I always get stuck when you're trying to slice it against the grain. How do you do this?
Okay,
and
so
how
what
do you
you're
judge
looking
it?
for, you can see the lines kind of
That
going
way.
along here, the grain,
Yeah.
right? A flank is almost always like so. So in order for it to fit on my taco, I'm just going to kind of cut it into sections. Right now I'm cutting with the grain, right? I'm just going to cut it into sections.
And look, it's
Okay.
cooked perfectly.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, nice medium rare. Okay, now I'm going to go with my cut against the grain.
So it's just
I'm
the opposite direction.
Yeah, you bet. Nice
180.
and thin, nice and thin. As I said, I mean, if we had the time, but I don't want everyone to just stand here and rest for 10
Oh, come on,
minutes,
that's
right?
great TV.
Yeah, totally. We'd let this rest a little bit longer, but otherwise, we're good. The flavor is there, what we're looking for. So we're just going to slice this guy up.
And then we've got our tacos.
You bet.
Wow.
Okay, so
This is
Lay the steak over the our lovely ingredients there. We
I'm
put
ready
together
for
some
Canada Day
delicious
weekend.
nuggets.
I know, me too. Are you going to try the corn dog?
yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
Okay, so once again, the website
So this-
for you is
this one?
chefpaulschufelt.com if you want these recipes, plus a whole lot more.
There
We
you
didn't
are.
even
There's a little bit of wasabi,
mention that
mayo and some
Paul
sriracha
is the
cutter.
writer, food writer for the Edmonton Sun, so you can find all of his articles there as well.
There we go.
Cheers.
First ever corn dog. Right now, you ready?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy Canada Day, people. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more on the Rouch right after this. How is it?
oh, it's really good.
It is? It is.
It's delicious. Thank you so much.